Hi, I'm Mike. Welcome back to the shop. In this video, we're going to go through the process of cleaning up and repainting the oil pan for the Corvette. So we're going to go through the major steps we're going to go through are the degreasing of the oil and grime, the cleanup through additional degreasing through using mineral spirits. Then we're going to go through the electrolytic cleaning process, and then some final detailing using wire brushes, using a Dremel tool, things like that, just to get all of the dirt out before going through the painting process. And then we'll follow the same painting process we used for the valve covers and the intake manifold. If you've seen those two videos, you're going to see the same thing. Hopefully you don't mind watching a painting process. In any case, I have pretty high expectations that this will come out looking pretty good, even though there was some significant surface rust on this oil pan and some pitting. So I'm thinking that the primer we're going to use during the painting process will fill most of those divots and what was left over from some of the rust. But I'm pretty sure that this is going to turn out a-okay. So hope you enjoy the video, and if you like what you're seeing, please hit the like button and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. The oil pan is in the electrolytic bath. Hoping I can save this one. It was pretty rusty on the outside. I don't think there was any rust through. But this is a unique oil pan for the Corvette. It has a drain plug at an angle on the back end of the pan. So I'm gonna work on saving this one. Okay, I've pulled the oil pan out of the electrolytic bath, and I let it dry overnight after doing a little bit of pressure washing just to get some of the gunk off of it. It cleaned up pretty well. Still got a little bit more degreasing to do. At this point, I'm just trying to take off some of the rust that developed overnight, or the flash rust. And I've got a little bit of paint still to come off. That'll pretty much come off with the Brillo pad at this point. It's or the 3M pad. It is all the paint has been loosened by being in the electrolytic bath. So I'll take this off, then I'll put some asphalt on it to. So the next level of detail I need to get to is to clean up some of the flanges, especially around the stiffeners in the corners here. There is a significant amount of leftover dirt, grease, oil, whatever the combination is, in these corners, and that won't be good for painting. So I'll use a Dremel tool to clean that out. I'll pay special attention to the corners, but all along the flange, there's things that are just getting stuck in the corners. I also have a flat style brush, whatever you want to call it, that'll help me get into the crevices a little bit easier. I think I got most of the, if not all, of the grit and grime out of the nooks and crannies. At this point, if there's a little bit of rust left, that'll be taken care of by using the good old OSFO stuff. That'll convert the rust. So we'll be good with that. So that's my my next step, but it's looking pretty clean. It should paint up. Actually, this side came out real nice. Nice shine to it. So that should be that should do it for the detailing. Now I'll just apply the OSFO, just using a paper towel. Smells good. All right, I think you guys had enough beans. Sorry, Blazing Saddles. All right, I'll just complete doing this, and then we're going to let this dry overnight, let the rust conversion process. If there's any rust left, it'll be converted by the OSFO. You can see there's a little bit of, it's cleaning it up. The OSFO will clean it up, and it also will convert any of the rust. A couple of things to think about before going through the painting process. You want to have a nice clean flange here for the gasket to sit on top of. This is not going to be a painted surface, so you want to make sure that all of the flat surfaces here are clean from any sort of gasket debris, any rust, anything like that. Another thing you want to think about, though, is when you're looking at the flange, and let me see if I can get a good view of this here. See how that bolt hole sticks up proud from the surface. You also don't want that. So you need to go through very gently, but go through and use a hammer. Ball peen hammer would be a good idea, and some sort of backing rod. And I'm using this old drift. It's maybe not the prettiest looking end here, but it's serving the purpose. And just back it up so that when you are, let me use this here, that you got a drift or something holding it up so that you aren't knocking this surface too far in. So it's just a real simple, I'm going to try to do this without holding the drift. Let's see if I can do this, but just something along those lines. It's really helpful to hold the drift so you're getting a good surface. But so I've already done these. As you can see, there's a little bit, but it's just not sitting proud of the surface. So this one is okay, this one is okay, this one's okay, and that one you can see sitting up. So the other thing is when before you're going to paint, you also want to mask the surfaces here. So I've got the gasket, and you can use your gaskets as your template, but I'm going to use the gasket here and show, again, trying to do this one-handed, where the gaskets will sit. You don't want any paint wherever the gasket's going to sit. So I'm going to, on any of the surfaces here, I'm going to mask these surfaces off. I'm going to mask off the flange. I don't need to mask the side of the oil pan because the gasket's not touching. So take a look at how your gaskets fit and determine how and where you're going to put your masking. Here's my masking job. That should be good enough. I put a couple of pieces of cardboard on the end so I don't get overspray inside. So I will be painting this with the top half flipped over. First thing to do is to wipe everything down with mineral spirits. Make sure there aren't any contaminants on the metal surface. And then let that dry. Won't take long. See, there are some. The asphalt does leave a iron phosphate covering on it, but that's okay. That is paintable. Okay, getting all the nooks and crannies. All right, I think I'm okay there. Just let it dry. For the painting process, I'm using the Duplicolor system. Each of these will have 2 light coats put on and then 1 medium wet coat. And in between each of these, there will be a 10-minute rest between each coat. All right, all 3 coats have been put on for the primer. It doesn't look too bad. There's still pitting, so the primer didn't fill it. I was hoping. Oh well. It's it's the original pan, and this is what I get. So, ready for the top coat or the color coat before the top coat. So, this has been sitting for about 10 minutes. I think I got a little bit of wetness in the corner still, so I'm going to give it a little bit longer. I've got to paint this with the first color coat in within an hour of putting it down. So I still have got about 50 minutes to lay that down. So I'm going to give it a few minutes. All right, ready for the first coat of color coat. This is a light coat. Again, 8 to 10 inches from the surface. Start at the top. Start top. Drop my light. Yep. Alrighty, the medium top coat is done and is set for a half hour. Now it's time to put the first light coat of the gloss or the top coat on. I'm going to start from the top and work my way down so I don't miss anything. All right, I got the final coat of the top coat on. It looks good. I'm going to let it dry overnight before I take off all of the masking. I'm looking forward to seeing how it looks up close and personal. Here's the finished product. Looks pretty good. I got all of the masking off. Masking worked well. I didn't have any overspray on the inside. The rails look good. This is ready for prime time. Good stuff. Well worth the effort.